Western Po' Boy. I'm here to give you my thoughts on the debate between Liquid Zulu and Fabian Liberty. Going straight to the meat of this, and I'm going to say my position on this. I'm absolutely with Fabian on the borders discussion. Absolutely. With a condition, and that condition has its own condition within it. The condition, right, is if we can't, if this not likely to ever happen scenario of the state saying, okay, we need to stop stealing from everybody, that to keep these quote unquote public properties because they're not real valid property claims. We need to get that out of the way. We need to either give back the property give this property to different peoples to homestead and move to and whatever have you. If they can't agree on who gets how much of what of the property versus the other versus whatever, and how much to leave for others to come into homestead or to get ownership of. If they can't agree with that, if they can't agree with say they did another route, like, okay, we'll just default on some debts, sell off some shit we have as assets, and then pay restitution to people. Can you agree? If you can't agree with either how much debts they want, they want to default on, how much restitution goes to which person, and so on and so forth. If none of these kind of things, I stopped counting if you notice because there's a lot of shit to list. If none of these things could ever be agreed on, then I would default to Liquid Zulu's position, with one exception, and because one, I'm a Castizo and I'm very biased towards them because they've been all the race bait shit about blacks and whites and shit. What about the fucking Native Americans? They've been doing worse than every goddamn body else on the planet, and everyone wants to moral fag race grift can get shot. They can get shot. They could get gassed. They could get hung. They can get strangled. They can get fucking tar bath. They can be fried in oil to feed fucking cannibal rapists. I don't give a shit. Before we firing squad those motherfuckers. They can just get removed from the gene pool in any fucked up way in film. I need something to masturbate to anyway. I think the natives, the exception being the Native Americans that are on these reservations, and this is obviously going on fucking Odyssey, for God's sake. Well, I can't say they're done worse than everybody else. I mean, okay, I'm going to be a little lenient. Them and the Armenians are pretty rival. How much shit they've been done by everybody else on the planet. The Native Americans and Armenians have that in common in more ways than I'd like to talk about. I hate it. So, and then my fucked up, I got some different, I got some very fucked up. I got bloodlines in me that have been done some horrible shot. I'm a descendant of multiple bloodlines, and many of those bloodlines have had horrible shit done to them. Plus, I'm a Castizo, which is which is one of the smallest ethnic minorities on the planet. And but I'm too pale to have for the media establishments to allow the card to be used for so. Fuck you all with wooden dildos. May they splinter off in your guts. Back to the outside of that little racialism cussing rant I just went into to say fuck you all racistics. Okay. On the left and the right, fuck them all with bullets. Race baiters, race pimps, fuck them all with gas, bullets, clubs, fuck them all into... That's what I'm saying. And I fucking mean it too. you might be a smart say, well, Wes, you're awfully biased. Yeah, fuck you too. You can leave the fucking channel and stop watching the video. Those who stayed and thought of this as understandable, or even maybe a few of you nuts might view it comedic, I would say let them have the reservations and then say, all right, go out there and acquire more property for yourselves as well if you desire. You're not bound here anymore. I think that will be a nice change. Why? Because they fit the bare minimum criteria of, you know, at the core of what the Lockean property principle, you know, property norm and property, you know, and the meta ethics behind it, and that have been deduced and distilled down through deductions, thanks to Rothbard paving the way for that. And you boil it down simply: first possess, first use, first own property that can be given away through giving it through inheritance, bartering it away, or selling it, or donating it. To me, the modern generations of Native Amerindians, Native Americans, American Indians, whatever they wish to be called, whichever ones wish to be called any of those. That's why you ask, you know. I just threw all the names there. And essentially, I think they fit that bare minimum criteria of this Neo-Lockean no proviso principle already. So leave them that, to have deeds for them, give them the chance to acquire the deeds to their places and the reservation, and then say, all right, you can go acquire property as you see fit. And then lastly, abolish property tax, because that's the most blatant and egregious of all thefts, and it is. The moment you go down the property tax route, you become socialistic. Everybody else everyone else that wants to ignore it is a piece of shit. So anyway, that's my take. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you found something of value in that rant too. Because the racism shit, I make fucking offensive jokes all the time, but I don't actually mean anything by it, because it's all bullshit anyway. But I can laugh at it like that. That's the way I am. But these are my actual views about pretty much all this shit. Yeah. Take care, everybody.